What if your salad were smarter than your smartphone? What if a tomato could survive drought, fight off pests, and tell the farmer exactly when to pick it? It's real life and happening now. Thanks to biotechnology and artificial intelligence, from CRISPR-edited corn to intelligent drones patrolling fields like crop detectives, the future of farming is being rewritten. And this revolution isn't about just feeding the world, it's about saving it. Farming's big problem. Let's be real, the way we grow food is broken. For decades, agriculture has powered humanity's rise, from ancient civilizations to global superpowers. But the system we depend on is now starting to crack under pressure. Climate change is shifting weather patterns, bringing droughts where there used to be rain and floods where there was once stable ground. Soil, the very foundation of farming, is degrading at an alarming rate due to overuse, erosion, and chemical dependence. Water, once thought to be abundant, is becoming a scarce resource in many farming regions. And then, there's the population challenge. We're hurtling toward a world of nearly 10 billion people by 2050, and that means we'll need to produce 70% more food than we do today. All of this with less arable land, less predictable seasons, less fresh water, and less time. Traditional farming methods just aren't built to withstand the kind of pressure we're seeing now. The plant, water, harvest, repeat model is too rigid. It's not agile enough, relying too heavily on guesswork, routine, and historical norms that no longer apply in today's volatile climate. What worked yesterday might not work today. But here's where it gets interesting. Science, specifically biotechnology and artificial intelligence, offers a way forward. Imagine seeds that are custom-built to thrive in salty soil or extreme heat, crops that need half the water but yield twice the harvest. Intelligent systems that analyze millions of data points such as soil quality, weather forecasts, pest movements, and tell farmers exactly what to do, when to do it, and how much to use. Biotechnology is redefining the DNA of our food. AI is reprogramming how we make farming decisions. Together, they're forming a new agricultural revolution, one that's smarter, faster, and more resilient than anything we've seen before. Because if we're going to feed a growing world without destroying the planet in the process, we'll need to rethink everything. Now, what is biotechnology in agriculture? Biotechnology in agriculture means combining the power of biology with cutting-edge technology to make plants better, stronger, faster growing, and more resilient to the challenges they face in today's unpredictable world. At its core, biotech is about editing a plant's DNA. Think of it like rewriting code in a software program, but the program is a living organism. Scientists can now identify the specific genes responsible for traits like drought resistance, pest tolerance, or faster growth, and tweak them with surgical precision. It's not guesswork anymore. It's targeted, intentional, and smart. Would you want a tomato that can fight off fungal diseases on its own? Done. Need a variety of rice that can flourish on less water in drier climates? Already in the field and feeding families? How about corn that produces a natural insect repellent so farmers don't need to spray a multitude of chemicals? That too is a reality. This is more than just gene splicing. We're talking about synthetic biology, where scientists can build entirely new traits from the molecular level up. They can design crops that store more carbon in the soil, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, or even require less fertilizer, cutting down on environmental impact. It's like giving plants a sustainable upgrade, and the applications are exploding. New tools like CRISPR make it possible to edit genes quickly, cheaply, and accurately. This means researchers aren't just waiting for nature to evolve the perfect plant, they're designing it. These advances don't just benefit farmers trying to grow food under harsh conditions. They benefit all of us. Crops that need fewer resources are easier on the planet. Less pesticide and fertilizer use means cleaner air and water. More resilient crops mean fewer failed harvests and more stable food supplies. Biotechnology is giving us a way to grow smarter, not just bigger. It's precision agriculture at the DNA level, and it's transforming how we feed the world. Because in a future defined by scarcity and climate change, better plants aren't just helpful, they're essential. The rise of intelligent-driven farming. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is quietly but powerfully revolutionizing what happens around the plant. Think of it as giving farms a full sensory upgrade: eyes to see, ears to hear, and a brain to process everything. With AI, farms are no longer passive patches of land. They're becoming intelligent ecosystems that can sense, analyze, and respond, often faster and more accurately than humans can. Intelligent systems now monitor crops from the sky using high-resolution drones and satellites. These aerial scouts scan entire fields in minutes, detecting early signs of plant stress, disease outbreaks, or pest infestations that would be invisible to the naked eye. Using computer vision, the technology can spot patterns in leaf color or plant shape that signal problems before they become widespread. But machines aren't just watching, they're learning, and fast. AI doesn't just collect data, it understands it. Algorithms process weather forecasts, soil conditions, historical yields, and real-time sensor data to make hyper-precise decisions. Smart irrigation systems, guided by artificial intelligence, can adjust water flow instantly, reducing waste and ensuring each plant gets exactly what it needs. AI-powered platforms can fine-tune fertilizer application to the gram, delivering nutrients only where and when they're needed. Even labor-intensive jobs are changing. Robots, trained by machine learning, can now pick delicate fruits like strawberries, something that used to require human hands without crushing or bruising them. Autonomous tractors can plow, seed, and spray with GPS-level accuracy, working around the clock without fatigue. The result? Less waste, less water, fewer chemicals, and more food grown with fewer resources. Intelligent-driven farming is turning agriculture from reactive to proactive. Instead of waiting for problems to appear, farmers can now anticipate them and act early, sometimes before damage is even visible. It's a shift from traditional farming to precision farming, where every decision is data-driven and optimized. In a world facing rising food demand and increasing climate pressure, that level of efficiency isn't just smart, it's necessary. Intelligent systems are giving us the tools to grow more sustainably, feed more people, and do it all with fewer inputs. Welcome to the future of farming. Crops that can think ahead. Biotech crops are no longer just built to survive. They're starting to get smarter. Thanks to groundbreaking advances in synthetic biology and genetic engineering, researchers are developing plants that don't just passively endure their environment, they actively respond to it. These are crops with built-in intelligence, the ability to sense, communicate, and adapt in real time. In other words, they're not just resilient, they're responsive. New research is pushing the boundaries of what plants can do. Scientists are engineering crops that talk to surrounding systems by sending signals to embedded sensors. These plants can indicate when they're under stress, whether it's from drought, heat, nutrient deficiencies, or pest attacks. The goal? Create living systems that alert farmers before problems escalate. Picture this: a wheat field where each plant knows when it's thirsty. As soil moisture drops, the plants ping nearby intelligent sensors, triggering automated irrigation, delivering water only where and when it's needed. No guesswork, no waste. Or imagine a soybean that changes color when it's lacking nitrogen or potassium. The shift is subtle, maybe a tint, to the leaves, but clear enough that a drone or field camera notices and alerts the farmer. Soil amendments can be made immediately before the crop's growth is stunted. We're also seeing plants that activate natural defense mechanisms faster when pests are nearby, thanks to enhanced signaling pathways in their genes. These are plants with early warning systems built right in. Scientists are running field trials to explore how crops can work with data-driven farm systems, closing the loop between biology and technology. These smart crops are designed to be the ultimate collaborators, plants that contribute to the conversation, not just suffer in silence. The end goal: a farm where nothing is wasted, where plants communicate what they need and systems respond instantly. It's a more efficient, more sustainable approach to agriculture, and it starts with crops that can think ahead. Because in the farms of the future, awareness is power. Sustainability at scale. Let's face it, traditional agriculture comes with a heavy environmental cost. It's one of the world's biggest polluters. Chemical fertilizers, while boosting crop yields, often run off into rivers and lakes, triggering harmful algal blooms and dead zones. Rice paddies, common across much of Asia, emit massive amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. And conventional farming practices, like overplowing and monocropping, are stripping away our topsoil, leaving the land less fertile with every season. But here's the good news: biotechnology and AI aren't just tools for efficiency. They're also powerful solutions for sustainability. Engineered crops are being designed to thrive with fewer inputs. Some varieties are nitrogen efficient, requiring far less fertilizer to achieve the same or even better yields. Others are naturally pest-resistant, reducing the need for broad-spectrum insecticides that harm beneficial insects and ecosystems. These innovations don't just help farmers, they help the planet. At the same time, artificial intelligence is changing the way we use resources. Intelligent-driven systems can monitor fields in real time, identify exactly where pests or diseases are starting to take hold, and apply targeted treatments exactly where needed. This kind of precision can reduce pesticide use by up to 90%, a huge win for both environmental health and human safety. Precision agriculture also helps protect the land itself. Intelligence-guided planting techniques can minimize soil disturbance, reduce compaction, and preserve the delicate balance of soil microbes that support healthy crops. The result? Better soil over time? Not worse. And that's the big idea here: sustainability at scale. These innovations aren't just good in theory or confined to experimental test plots. They're scalable, adaptable, and increasingly affordable. From smallholder farms in developing countries to massive commercial operations, the shift towards smart, sustainable farming is already underway. Because this isn't just about growing more food, it's about growing food responsibly in a way that nourishes people without depleting the planet. The future of farming isn't just high-tech, it's low impact, feeding the world equitably. Technology alone can't end hunger, but it can play a critical role in solving one of humanity's biggest and most persistent challenges: food insecurity. Right now, more than 700 million people around the world don't have enough to eat. And for many of them, it's not just about quantity, it's about nutrition. A child might have enough calories but still go blind from a lack of vitamin A. The family may eat daily, yet suffer from chronic nutrient deficiencies that affect growth, energy, and long-term health. This is where tech-powered agriculture comes in, not just to feed the world, but to feed it equitably. Artificial intelligence is helping identify regions at risk before disaster strikes. By analyzing satellite imagery, rainfall data, crop growth patterns, and even political instability, intelligent systems can forecast where harvests might fail due to drought, pests, or other disruptions. That gives aid to organizations and governments in the form of precious time to act, redirecting resources and planting alternative crops, or adjusting distribution strategies before a food crisis unfolds. Biotechnology offers another powerful tool: crops that don't just grow under pressure, but nourish communities in deeper ways. Scientists have already engineered staple foods like rice, maize, and cassava to be rich in essential vitamins and minerals. These crops are tailored for regions where certain deficiencies are common and where conventional supplements may not reach everyone. Think of golden rice, infused with beta-carotene to help prevent childhood blindness in Southeast Asia, or iron plus zinc-enriched beans and pearl millet designed for nutrient-poor soils and drought-prone areas in sub-Saharan Africa, or maize varieties enhanced with amino acids critical for child development. These solutions already exist, they've been tested, and they're working. But the challenge now is scaling them and ensuring access. Tech must be made affordable, adapted to local farming systems, and free from restrictive patents or politics that keep it out of the hands of those who need it most. Feeding the world isn't just about innovation, it's about inclusion. If we can deliver these tools, not just to the wealthiest farms, but to smallholders, rural communities, and developing nations, we can move from survival to security. Because true food security means everyone gets a seat at the table. Challenges and controversies. As promising as biotech and intelligent systems are, they come with real-world complications that can't be ignored. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, still spark heated debates in many parts of the world. Some people worry about long-term health effects, despite scientific consensus that most approved GMOs are safe. Others raise bigger questions about ethics, biodiversity, and the ownership of life itself. Then there's the issue of corporate control. Many of the seeds used in biotech farming are patented, and critics argue this gives a handful of powerful companies too much influence over the global food supply. For small farmers, especially in developing countries, accessing these tools can come with high costs or legal hurdles. Artificial intelligence poses its challenges. While it can boost efficiency and reduce waste, it also risks widening the gap between large-scale, tech-savvy farms and smaller operations that can't afford smart systems. That tech divide could further entrench inequality in global agriculture. And what happens when we over-rely on these tools? A bad prediction could lead to crop failure. A single gene-edited plant, if too widespread, might become vulnerable to a new disease, risking massive loss. These technologies are powerful, but they're not foolproof. They must be used with caution, oversight, and a deep understanding of local contexts. At the end of the day, no machine or modified seed can fix deeper issues like poverty, land access, or food injustice. Those are human problems, and they'll need human solutions. Real-world stories of impact. In India, AI-powered soil sensors and predictive analytics have been piloted in wheat-growing regions with impressive results. By giving farmers real-time insights into soil nutrients, moisture levels, and ideal planting times, yields have jumped by up to 30% in some test areas. That's not just better output, It's more income and food security for entire communities. In sub-Saharan Africa, where climate change is making rainy seasons less predictable and droughts more frequent, genetically engineered drought-resistant maize is helping stabilize food supplies. These varieties can survive with less water and still deliver solid harvests, critical for regions where agriculture is a lifeline. In several countries, this maize is already being adopted by smallholder farmers, providing a buffer against hunger and uncertainty. Meanwhile, in the United States, CRISPR-edited mushrooms that resist browning are already on supermarket shelves. They look fresher, last longer, and reduce food waste without altering their taste, texture, or nutritional value. It's a small tweak with a big payoff. Less food thrown out means less pressure on supply chains, landfills, and wallets. Each of these stories is a glimpse of what's possible when science meets soil, when data meets decision-making, and when innovation reaches the hands of those who need it most. This isn't hype. This is happening, layer by layer, row by row, field by field. The next frontier, synthetic crops and smart microbes. The next wave of agricultural innovation won't just tweak existing crops, it will design entirely new ones. Scientists are now using synthetic biology to create plants from the ground up, tailored not just for yield, but for climate resilience, carbon capture, and nutrition. These synthetic crops aren't limited by what nature evolved. They're built with purpose, optimized for the pressures of the 21st century. At the same time, the soil beneath our feet is getting smarter. Researchers are engineering plant-friendly microbes that act like living assistants. These tiny organisms colonize root zones and help in remarkable ways, boosting nutrient absorption, repelling harmful pests, and even helping plants adapt to extreme weather. Think of them as a living, evolving fertilizer that adapts alongside the crop. These smart microbes can reduce the need for synthetic chemicals, improve soil health, and make farming more sustainable over the long haul. They don't just support plant growth, they build resilience into the entire agricultural system. A new ecosystem where biology meets code and every layer is optimized for sustainability, adaptability, and abundance. It's a bold new blueprint for how we might feed a growing planet without exhausting it. And it may just hold the key to our future. The question isn't, can we grow enough food? It's whether, will we use these tools wisely to nourish the world and the planet? If you're into science that grows from the ground up like this video, and hit subscribe, tell us in the comments. Would you eat genetically engineered food if it helped save the planet? Thanks for watching. Stay blessed and stay curious.